Hello, my name's Adam Brewer. I'm 45 years old. I've been at the ministry for 5 months now. I come to you today extremely thankful, humble, with a humble heart, thankful that Jesus has saved my life. But before coming to the ministry, I was 6 months in jail. I was without any hope. Matter of fact, there was a tablet on that they give you in jail that I was reading about how God wasn't real. And around that time, there was a guy that came into my cell named Ross Smith, and he shared this place where he was coming to John 3:16 Ministries and to get help, and softened my heart and realized that there is a God. I had to come here first to find that out, but before I was in jail, you know, my life was a disaster. I was living in my car, isolated myself from my family, my friends. Had a hole in my heart that I constantly tried to fill with drugs and alcohol. And before coming to this ministry, I couldn't realize, I didn't understand why I was using, why I couldn't stop. I have a daughter out there, she's 21 years old. And you know, for the first half of her life, I was a good father, but for the last 10 years, I went downhill. Things happened in my life. We call them crutches. My brother died. You know, things like that happened in my life, and I started blaming myself, and I couldn't get past those things. Like I said, there was a hole in my heart, and I kept trying to fill it with the wrong things. Thank God, a guy named Ross came through my life and in jail and told me about this John 3:16 Ministries. And you know, I tell you, ever since I've been here, it took me, you know, a couple months to surrender. But since I have, there's a peace in my life that I've never had before. There's restoration with my family that I honestly never thought would happen. My daughter's back in my life. My father's finally proud of me. My sister can't wait to tell people about where I'm at, and they're becoming friends with John 3:16 Ministries. I can't say enough about this place. It's made me become a new man, and now all that's through Jesus. I met a man named Jesus, and since then, my heart is filled with joy and thankfulness, and I just can't say enough about this place. I really do appreciate being here. I could have came and stayed. I could leave at 6 months, but I was just talking with somebody just a minute ago about how I think I'm going to stay longer because it's just such a great place. It's nothing but love and joy here, and you're introduced to a man named Jesus. When I was in jail, and I finally realized, really, my dad. When I called my dad, and he said he was done helping me. And then when he told me he was done helping me, then Ross came in the picture, right? And Ross told me about this place, and so I came up with an idea for my dad to possibly sell my vehicle, and that way I could get a lawyer and try to get in here. And that's ultimately what happened. He ended up selling my vehicle for me and got me a lawyer, and the lawyer dropped my bond low enough where my dad would get me out of jail and bring me straight here. But that ultimately, before jail, you know, I was obviously there was times before jail that I knew I needed help, but I just wasn't ready. It was almost forced upon me when I was in jail, you know. And there were several times in my life, you know, with my daughter telling me that you know, where have you been, you know, that I knew that I needed to change, but I couldn't for some reason. The drugs had just had a hold of me too much then. It was like 2 months, and I started to feel different, and I started to open up. You know, I was closed up before I got here, and when I got here at first, and I didn't want to believe, but since I have, it's hard to describe. It's just like the floodgates are open. Like I'm a renewed guy. Like there's like my old self's dead, and I'm new again. And all the things that have happened in my past, I left them there at the altar, and I don't know. I just feel renewed. I feel just there's a change inside myself that I felt when I was a little kid. You know, it was like when I was a little kid, and you know, everything was new to me. That's what it feels like now.